This Hanson interview was recorded in June 1998. Hanson had just released the album Three Car Garage and were on the European tour. And this is in London, just before their Wembley concert.
Okay.
Do you keep a tour diary? And what do you think's the funniest thing that you'll read back from that diary?
The funniest thing.
I actually don't. I don't know that there is necessarily something funny. I mean, really, what you write down is just factual things that are going on.
I think it's kind of funny to look back and, not funny like embarrassing funny, but just funny to look back and read about, doing this, going to Wembley, being able to tour, and getting to play shows. I mean, it's kind of weird because not funny like something hilarious, but just it's really funny to look back on things that you wouldn't think could really happen. You look back and go, what? We did that. So that's kind of a mind blower sometimes when you look back at the things that you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are funny things, and I'm sure you'll laugh at them because they're funny. Right? I can't think of anything. I wouldn't.
They'll be funny and.
I'm sure if I could think of something,
years,
I'd probably tell you. If I could think of something, I would tell you. I can't think of anything at the moment.
We read that Bewitched were going to be touring with you, but that's not the case now. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, first of all, we have totally nothing against Bewitched. Go Bewitched, because they're doing really well. And what happened was they were booked without our knowledge. The promoter booked them, and we had said to the promoter, with the front band that's going to be in front of us, would they be a live band? So
a local live band,
and that was just a mishap. When we found out that Bewitched had been booked, it was just one of those things. So we totally have nothing against them, and go.
Sorry, it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's different music for all different people, and that that doesn't necessarily, the fact that that someone doesn't necessarily play an instrument doesn't make them any more or less credible. I think.
No, it's just we think the live band would work better with our show.
Yeah, and I think actually you'll know what we mean if you come to the show tonight, because it's very much rock and roll and everything like that, and I think
it's
that
just each act has their own thing that they do. So I think Bewitched has that. The reason we're touring now is we just wanted to get out and play shows. All year we've been doing press, and really we haven't been playing, as you just said. So really what we're trying to do is at least get out and play a few shows just to be able to play. For us, just because we have the urge to play shows.
And also, like you said, for the fans, because we've gotten so many letters and people just when we were in London, for instance, people saying, when are you going to come and play? And so we're just doing a fairly short tour, and then we're going to get back in the studio and do the next album, because that's also something that's been on our mind, and then we'll...
And really, that's after that album is that the next thing up is the big tour.
Yeah,
we'll be able to really
extensive.
hit a lot of cities and, be able to do a more extensive tour.
Do you have to change your songs when you can't reach the high notes?
Well, we have lowered the songs. So when you hear Umbop, it'll definitely be a different sound of Umbop, or all the songs, really. But it's not embarrassing because we're growing up in the public eye, but it's, we still live at home. So it's not like we're...
It's embarrassing, like anything is embarrassing.
Exactly. Being right here, this is not embarrassing, so it's cool.
You released the Three-Car Garage record.
Yes.
Isn't it a bit early to be looking back?
Well, we really didn't think of it as looking back, really. The reason that we released it was because we got, again, a lot of letters, a lot of requests from people. When are we going to hear that music? We want to hear that music. We got so many requests that we decided...
It's really for the same reason that we decided to tour, just because the fans, the fan power is really incredible, and they, calling saying, please, please, please. And that's really the reason. We are on tour right now, and there's not a new album out, and they're going, there's some new music. So really, it's because the fans have requested something else to hear, because we talked about it, and we talked about other music that we recorded earlier. And really, this is kind of like... It's kind of like for the die-hard fans that really, really want to hear this, and that's what it's about.
And also, we are going to be playing a lot of those songs in the show too, so therefore, people that have that record can
kind of be familiar with those songs. Yeah.
It is what it is. We spent about 4 hours a song. It's like 1, 2, 3, go.
Exactly.
It's not like a real studio album.
Well, it was demos. We spent 4 hours a song in a small garage, 8-track recorder. It was very much independent, very raw, and you know, we still, you know, very much enjoy listening to the music, and thought that our fans would probably like that also, and so, well, because they were asking for it, we decided to release it. So.
Are there going to be remixes?
No remixes, no.
Exactly
It's really kind of funny because it's a new album, and you know, you go out there and promote, and you say we have this new album, Three Car Garage, but on the other hand, it's not. So we know you won't be listening to the radio and say, oh, that's, you know, their new album, because it's, you know, we really, in a way, we've tried not to promote it, because it is, you know, it is an old record, and it is, you know, it's not the newest thing.
And actually, really, those songs are not actually going to be played on the radio. Actually, they're just for, again, the diehard fans that really want to buy the record and hear the old stuff. It's
for them.
For them, yeah.
You said earlier that after this tour you would go back to the studio and work on a new album. Have you written some songs for?
Definitely written songs for that album already. In fact, we have quite a few at this point that we feel will probably be on the next record.
I think
Well,
that would
there's
kind of
music.
run it. There is music. There's music, and we will be playing. There'll be some instruments in this album. What else about it?
And vocals.
There'll be a cover for the album too.
Yeah. You know, we actually really don't. I guess you could say we don't really have any plans at this point for that album. You know, we
just song ideas, really.
Yeah, just songs and things like that. You know, you're just in the process of it all coming together. So we're really concentrated on the tour right now. The tour is what we're focused on, and just getting out and playing for people. And that's really very much something that we wanted to do for a long time. And so we're happy to be here and playing the show tonight. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
When you're on the road, do you pack anything to remind you of home?
Clothes. We pack clothes.
We pack clothes.
We actually just got motorcycles, and we take them with us too. No. In our bag. And we actually did think about taking those with us on tour. You know, sticking them in a semi or something. What she brought up earlier, though, we do take, you know, journals so we can, you know, remind ourselves what happened, you know, in the past when you look back at it. But really, you know, you just take whatever you need, toothbrushes and, you know, whatever you're going to wear the next day.
Nothing. Souvenirs.
Nothing necessarily to remind you of home, just things from home.
Exactly.
And souvenirs, you know, you collect a certain amount of souvenirs as time goes on. You know, I mean, it's good to have little trinkets and whatnot.
Well, you also, and I guess you kind of are tourists as you go to different places. You kind of see different things. Like yesterday, we went to go see Stonehenge, which we hadn't seen, which was very cool. And so it was just, you know, you see the sights, you be a tourist, but not necessarily lots of souvenirs.
Will you choose a new direction when you record your new album?
You know, I think we're just going to do the music. We're just going to do it. And if it changes directions or it stays the same, you know, that's up to the music.
Well, really, we don't really think about, like, I mean, what direction was the first record? I don't know. You know, it was just
really,
it was just who we were at that point in time, and, you know, certain things change as time goes on. But it's always going to be Hanson, and I think you'll always be able to recognize that. You know, but
I think also, I mean, it just depends on, like, the environment that each song's been written in, because a lot of times, you know, over the past year we've been on the road a lot, so maybe, you know, we always take an acoustic guitar, or I don't take an acoustic guitar, he does, but, you know, maybe some songs are more acoustic based, or, you know, things like that. But as far as the production of the songs and how it's going to really turn out, that's just going to happen on the fly, as, you know, as it always does. We've
got a lot of songs at this point that we've written that, you know,
very psyched about it.
We're very excited about it.
Taylor, how do you react to girls that keep throwing themselves at you?
Well, actually, from now on, I don't resist. I just jump back. When I jump, I just, you know, it kind of actually scares them more. Imagine if they're jumping, you jump forward at them. It throws them off a little bit.
Our approach is mainly like sumo wrestlers. You know, when
We don't take
a large one and a small one, he just sidesteps.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's basically sumo wrestler based. We train our security guards in that direction. No, there's no secret. The fans are not out to hurt you or kill you or whatever. They're just excited. So, you know, we're just excited to see them.
Well, we enjoy, you know, getting to talk to them, and oftentimes, you know, you get to talk to them outside the hotel or whatnot, and it's good to you know, say hello to them and you know, get to sign stuff for them and all that kind of stuff. So it's cool. We enjoy meeting them.
How much involvement does the rest of your family have in?
I would find it. I would be surprised if our younger siblings joined the band. I think if they were going to be doing music, yeah, being musicians, I think they would probably do it on their own. I would be surprised if they wanted to join the band.
And as far as our family being involved, I mean, if you're in the middle of the living room and you're playing music and you're cranking up this amp, it's kind of hard for them not to be involved. It's like, God, you know.
Yeah, they're involved in the secondary listening way. You know, like
It's kind of like secondary.
You know, you can listen to the amp and it's playing.
Well, it's not exactly like that, but they enjoy it. I mean, if we come up with a new song, it's like, oh, you know, can we hear it or whatever? Because they travel with us and they're totally into it and involved in, you know, what we do. But as far as the music and writing songs and recording, I mean, that's Ike, Tay, and Zach. So that won't change, I don't think.
You never went to school.
Yeah, well, actually, no. We've always homeschooled, but we have attended private and public schools at different points in time. But
we do have to do school. Unfortunately,
What do you do? Can you explain?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that we don't have. It just means that we don't have bullies beating up on us or whatever. Except for him, he just does
It
that.
just means we get to beat up on each other.
there are tests that you can take. It's called standardized tests that just tell you kind of how well you're doing in subjects, about approximately what grade level and all that kind of things.
Yeah, our parents basically, you know, you travel around, and our parents have always been our teachers. And each different place, like we were just in Mexico and we studied about the Mexican Revolution, and we were in France and we were studying about French Revolutions. Lots of revolutions. But we were just each different place you can kind of learn about, and then go to visit different sites and really get an idea of what you're reading about.
And
so
really
it's kind of
an interactive
education, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you think you're missing out on things that your friends are enjoying, and is there anything that you miss most?
I don't think I necessarily miss anything. I think we're doing
just the
something
same.
that we're doing what we've always wanted to do. I don't ever have any regrets of, you know, oh yeah, I missed out on something like that. There's nothing that I really missed or anything like that. I guess you could miss the occasional thing, like you can't always go and do stuff because you might,
the mall or something like that.
Yeah,
because
the
you
mall.
have to, you know, walk around the corner, put a low hat on or something like that. But I think we've gotten to do a lot of cool things, and we're still just three normal guys. You know, we don't have any antlers going out of our heads or something like that. So at least I don't think we do. So we're just kind of doing our thing.
Yeah, gotta take that body check.
Find the fact that your brothers is more of an advantage or disadvantage? I mean,
Honestly, I think because we've spent a lot of time together, as far as
Kind of works the other way around.
We've homeschooled all of our lives basically, and so therefore we spent a lot more time around each other, less age separation and things like that. So I think we really get along very, very well. We don't argue hardly at all, and the working relationship is really good. I mean, of course, you know, nobody's angels. We fight on occasion, but that's
I think
life.
in some ways it kind of helps to be brothers, because you know, on the one hand you'd think we fight more. I think we sort of fight less because we know each other so well. It's like, you know, you get along. But I think we.
And also, if you're gonna fight, you know their next move.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah,
know their next
exactly.
move, and pranks are not hard because they're just in the next room.
Yeah.
The European tour is very short this time, on 3 days.
You know, we are actually quite
We've told a lot of. We've said, you know, we've gone all over the world really in the last year and said, you know, we'll be there, we'll come. And really, it's kind of for us. We want to play more. If it was up to us, I guess we probably would have been playing shows for the last year. But as we said, you know, the next album, that's also something that the fans will hopefully be very excited to get. So that's, you know, we got to weigh, you know, what comes first, and we're going to get to do a little bit of both. So
Yeah,
once
and
the album comes out,
Yeah.
we'll be able to really do a big tour. Hopefully we'll be.
Yes.
Have you had to become more interview friendly over the last year?
No, I haven't.
Will we be seeing a Hanson doll?
I don't think we plan on a doll, no.
Yeah, actually, definitely.
Actually,
not.
we're more like gonna make a doll and give it to all the journalists, and it's gonna be one of those ones with the axe.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about the red butt.
You know, or the yeah. Here's this. It's not a bomb. Don't mind that ticking now noise. That okay. But you know,
beware.
Yeah.
Beware.
No plans for dolls.
What's the weirdest thing about being in the UK?
The weirdest thing, the people. They're so weird.
No, we actually really enjoy being in the UK. The UK has been very supportive of the band and everything, and we actually really enjoy it here. London is a great city, and
many things to do. So
yeah,
yeah, nothing against the UK. It's great to be here.
How important is it to you how well your record's doing?
I think it's important in the sense that if your record is doing well, it therefore means that you can continue to do music. You can continue to tour, and people will continue to enjoy the music.
I think we've had a great go. So we're very psyched about what's to come.
Things come and go, and honestly, you know, you can't predict the future. We're just going to continue to do what we do as best as we can, and hopefully people will be receptive and enjoy the music as time goes on.
Yeah, I think really what you hope is that they'll be able to grow with you. You know, you come up with some new idea, and then the fans go, huh? You know, but we'll just, as you said, you know, we'll just keep doing the same thing we've always done.
Do you think your long hair adds anything to your image?
Absolutely not. I think hair is just hair. You know,
I think we would enjoy it more because it's not always on your face. You know, like. That didn't come on.
I think the hair has really nothing to do with music or anything like that. I think it's just kind of like the way you're perceived. Thought about it.
We've actually really thought about it because it is kind of a pain a lot of the time. You're playing and your hair gets all sweaty and you're
Here's
like,
a question
this
for you.
is a pain.
If one of us was to cut it off, who should do it?
Okay.
That would be really interesting.
So we'd all look the same.
Yeah, see, then we all look the same. See, that would get rid of the whole point. The whole point.
Do you worry about stalkers or about girls who camp out next to your home?
Well, we still live in...
There are no fields around our house.
Yeah,
Fields of gold.
we still have the same house that we've always had. You know, we don't have any stalkers, really.
Besides those guys with large guns that, you know, chase us around. Besides those guys, you know.
Well, actually, it's actually quite interesting. You definitely spill water. You definitely spill water sometimes. No, you definitely recognize certain fans, certain people that show up at a lot of different places. There's the New York fan club and the London fan club, and you know their faces, and it's quite interesting actually. But no stalkers per se.
Would you like a stalker?
Probably
not particularly. No. If you're offering, no thanks. I don't like older women.
Could you guys give us a little, 10-minute concert or something?
10-minute concert?
10-minute concert.
A minute song,
And she just said we have 5 minutes left.
Okay, well give us a minute then.
5
Go on.
minutes.
And that's journalism.
Bit of harmony.
That is what it's about.
Thank you.
You're good. Okay.
Well, maybe 30 seconds or something.
Go on, do them, Bob.
Do Umbop. We'll probably sing weird because we haven't done Umbop in a while, but.
Well, we're doing Umbop tonight.
Oh!
So you can come and see it then.
I think I have this problem with kicking over water. We could sing a little bit of something. Why don't we sing weird? Yeah, Weird is our newest single, and
well, besides thinking you actually now thinking of it.
this is so confusing. It's so confusing. Okay. Sitting on the sign, waiting for a sign, hoping that my luck will change. Whoa, reaching for a hand that'll understand. Someone who feels the same. When you live in a cookie cutter world, if it's different, you can win. So you don't stand out, but you don't fit in. Weird.
Guess what? You've just won $10 million. How do you feel?
I think being brothers is going to help you be around, going to help us for as long as the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees. I think the reason they stayed around so long is because they wear such tight pants, and I don't know, like lengthens your lifespan or something. It's like never mind.
No.
I don't think that has anything to do with staying around. I think maybe it helps. The reason that we work so well together is maybe because we're brothers. But I mean, look at the Beatles. They were brothers. But so I mean, I don't think that. I mean, there's been so many groups that weren't brothers or whatever.
It all has to do with your relationship with each other and why you're doing it. I think.
And
if you're all in it for the same reason, if you've all got the same kind of goals and things like that, then I think you probably have a pretty good chance of sticking around.